4 U.S. citizens have been kidnapped by armed gunmen in Mexico, a possible case of mistaken identity after they crossed the border Friday from Brownsville, Texas for a medical procedure. Now, it happened in the northern Mexican border city of Matamoros, an area home to warring factions of the Gulf drug cartel. It's also one of 6 Mexican states the State Department has warned Americans not to travel to due to violence. According to the FBI, the group was driving a white minivan with North Carolina plates when they came under fire, were dragged from the van and pushed into a waiting car, which then took off. The White House press secretary condemned the incident.
These sorts of attacks are unacceptable. Our thoughts are with the families of these individuals, and we stand ready to provide all appropriate consular assistance. U.S. law enforcement is in touch with Mexican law enforcement. The Departments of State and Homeland Security are also coordinating with Mexican authorities, and we will continue to coordinate with Mexico and push them to bring those responsible to justice.
Well, the FBI now offering a $50,000 reward for any information leading to the victims or to the arrest of the kidnappers. In a statement, the FBI said they are working alongside federal partners and Mexican law enforcement agencies. But as this is an ongoing investigation, we do not have any additional information to provide at this time. Joining us now to help us make sense of this is legendary travel journalist, expert Peter Greenberg. Peter, always appreciate you joining us, especially about this topic, because so many people, especially from Southern California, travel to Mexico. Let me just ask you, you're a very brave traveler. Would you go to Mexico right now?
I would, but remember, Mexico has 26 to 32 separate states. You have to be specific in where you're going. If there's a riot in Cincinnati, it doesn't mean I can't go to Cleveland. The 3 states that you mentioned, I mean, Matamoros and you had Ciudad Juarez and Nuevo Laredo, are states, or not states, but locations that are basically drug-related violence all the time. Those are not vacation destinations for Americans. If you're talking about Cozumel or Cancun or Los Cabos, no hesitation on my part to go there. But let me give you an example. In the last 5 to 7 years, we've lost about 65,000 people to drug and gun violence in Mexico. This is gang-related violence against other gangs. How many Americans have been affected by this? Less than 11. And of those 11, I'm not trying to be funny about this, but 9 of them were American drug dealers. So let's look at the odds and the numbers of American visitors going to Mexico and use that against the numbers I just gave you now. I would have no hesitation in going to Cozumel or Cancun or Puerto Vallarta or of course Los Cabos. But Nuevo Laredo, Ciudad Juarez and Matamoros, they're not vacation destinations to begin with.
Well, there is. I mean, let me just say this. You mentioned that there are 32 states in Mexico. As far as our research shows, that 30 of those 32 have some sort of a travel advisory. Okay, so some sort of a travel advisory, yes. And that includes Baja, and Baja is reconsider travel. So there are plenty of people who I know, in fact, some people here at Fox 11 who have trips this weekend. Should they reconsider travel? And if they do not and they do go, what are the tips that you offer them?
Let's take a look at the metrics that the U.S. State Department uses to come up with that level 3 reconsider travel. Reconsider travel metrics would mean I would not go to Burbank. Think about that.
Because what based on the metrics, so what are those metrics?
Well, the metrics are if there's street crime, meaning somebody's stolen a purse, or maybe there's a drive-by shooting between one gang and another. But guess what? That means I wouldn't go to Chicago. That means I wouldn't go to St. Louis. That means I wouldn't go to Philadelphia. That means I wouldn't go to New York. I wouldn't come out of my house in New York. So you have to be commonsensical here in how you apply those advisories or warnings. Remember, the State Department has 4 levels. Level 1 is travel with normal caution. I still do not know what that means. Level 2 is travel with increased caution. For most Americans, that means you're hiding in your basement. Level number 3 says reconsider travel, which is what you just mentioned, at which point you're probably in a safe room with plywood on your windows. And level 4 is do not travel. But we're painting with such a broad brush here that I think it's misleading, even with the best of intentions. So with the exceptions of the 3 cities I told you about, if somebody wants to go to Baja California and they're going to behave themselves and they're going to drive with others and they're going to do the same thing they do in Baja that they do in Burbank, I would have no trouble going.
Okay, so I think you just answered my next question, and that is a lot of people looking ahead to spring break. So minus the 3 areas you just mentioned, you're saying, yes, plan your Mexican vacation in there for spring break if you'd like.
Of course, from my perspective, I don't want to go anywhere where spring breakers are. So that's my warning. But honestly, with all due respect to the State Department and their advisories, you need to interpret this with a big level of common sense, or you'll never leave home.
Okay, well, we really do appreciate that. I think that helps a lot of people figure out their travel plans, including mine, because I was looking to go to Mexico City next month, so I think I'm still going to go ahead. I was hesitant this morning, but Mr. Greenberg, I think you convinced me we're going to go. All right, honey, you're watching. Book the ticket. Peter, I appreciate you. Thanks so much.